Flying cars, who doesn't want them? It's a wish that refuses to go away. In this video, we're going to explore existing and upcoming flying cars, flying supercars, and hypercar concepts. The machines that we have selected are 1 and 2 seaters that can easily fit in your garage. The concept of a flying car is an age-old fantasy that has played its part in inspiring the eVTOL industry. The most optimal manifestation of this is a vehicle that is not just roadworthy but highway capable and can switch to flying whenever needed. In 2021, we saw the intercity travel demonstration by AeroMobil flying car that reached door-to-door using both driving and flying. The AeroMobil is indeed a marvel of engineering that has been developed after nearly 2 decades of research and testing. It took more than a dozen iterations before reaching a design that not only allowed smooth transitioning from a car into a fixed-wing aircraft, but also maintained good performance in each of the transportation modes. The foldable lightweight wings of the AeroMobil can be deployed within 3 minutes, and the empty lightweight of the vehicle is just 600 kilograms. On June 28, 2021, the utility of this vehicle was demonstrated by the designer Stefan Klein, who flew intercity in a 35-minute flight from the international airport in Nitra to the international airport in Bratislava. The latest version, the AeroMobil 4, uses a petrol engine, and this gives it a very useful flying range of 460 miles with a single occupant and 320 miles with dual occupancy. It has a cruise speed of 160 miles per hour. Despite this huge achievement, the response to the AeroMobil has been lukewarm. One of the reasons for the half-hearted response from tech enthusiasts was that this vehicle required airstrip to take off and land, and for many idealists, this simply doesn't cut it. They're interested in a Jetson-style flying car that can take off from their driveway and can land in a back garden. And only then their fantasy will be truly fulfilled. What AeroMobil has achieved is no mean feat, but to up the game, a bolder concept has been announced, namely the Farenz Lunchare. According to its publicized specs, it will be a 500 miles per hour cruise speed flying car. The Lunchare again will be designed with retractable wings, and instead of using a propeller driven by an IC engine, this machine will use jet engines. According to details, it will be harnessing 2,000 pounds of thrust from 2 Williams FJ33 jet engines. It will have an air cruise speed of 520 miles per hour and a range of roughly 850 miles thanks to a 300-gallon fuel tank. On the road, the Firenze Lanciare will use 2 electric motors totaling 1,000 horsepower. It is expected to run 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 4 seconds, out-accelerating a Lamborghini. These numbers are extremely ambitious, and whether this vehicle will ever be made remains to be seen. And this brings us to electricity-driven flying cars, of which there are 3. The first one that has recently generated some press is the Bellwether Volar, thanks to the demonstration of its half-scale prototype in Dubai. This aircraft was showcased at the DroneX trade show and the Air Taxi World Congress in London, and then most recently at the Dubai Air Show. It later completed its test flight, during which the prototype was remotely piloted and flew up to 4 meters at a speed of around 25 miles per hour. Bellwether have mentioned that their final design will be able to cruise at altitudes of up to 915 meters with speeds of 135 miles per hour and have a maximum takeoff weight of 600 kilograms. The strong points of its design are the concealed propeller, as it uses EDFs or electric ducted fans, and sleek lifting body fuselage. The weak points are the high amount of energy for generating lift because of very high disk loading. To reduce the energy required, this vehicle can make use of fountain lift or the reactive force of jet downwash when it's close to the ground. It can build forward speed while remaining in ground effect to generate lift from the fuselage and eventually take off on the fuselage lift. Otherwise, with the existing energy density of batteries, it would struggle to get flying time beyond a few minutes. Bellwether have mentioned that they aren't specifically looking at batteries as a power source, but the vehicle would have an electric propulsion system. The second electric car is the Leo Coupe. Based on its look, it was given the title of Flying Electric Hypercar when it was revealed in August 2021. Its design, just like the Volar, looks stunning but is more functional. While it may not be apparent at first glance, the vehicle does have 3 box wings, 2 up front and 1 larger one at the back. It has got clusters of electric ducted fans. The control surfaces on this machine are absent, and the aircraft is maneuvered by varying the speed of the EDF clusters that are positioned both in the vertical and horizontal orientation. It has been mentioned that this flying car would be able to achieve speeds of over 250 miles per hour. It will have a price tag of about $300,000. In addition to ballistic parachute, this vehicle is also developing its own unique emergency landing system called the CatPos system, which will be an inflatable chassis for soft landing and keeping Leo on an inclined surface. The Leo Coupe have mentioned battery with a capacity of 66 kWh, which is smaller than Tesla Model S. There are 4 clusters of 16 EDFs rated at 10 kW each for vertical takeoff. There are separate EDFs for the horizontal flight. Now, using these numbers, we can probe deeper into the design. The EDFs available in the market with similar ratings give around 22 kilograms of thrust, which gives the Leo a total lifting force of around 1400 kilograms. A well-designed battery pack of 66 kilowatt hours can weigh as much as 400 kilograms. The ducted fans themselves would weigh around 224 kilograms, and this still leaves 770 kilograms for the airframe, control systems, and payload. So the numbers do stack up. Both the Leo and the Volar are being pitched as luxury high-end flying cars. While both are compact enough to fit a garage, they cannot be driven on roads. So in that sense, they aren't true flying cars. But there is one design that ticks all the boxes. That is a highway-capable, drivable car that can fly from A to B without needing a landing strip. This eVTOL car is being developed by HT Aero, which is a subsidiary of Zhaopeng car manufacturer in China. Note that this company has been given $500 million specifically to develop a true flying car by the year 2024. HT Aero has produced 5 versions of its older 5th generation multi-copter eVTOLs and claims to have conducted more than 15,000 test flights. The Generation 6 vehicle, that is the true flying car, features a pair of relatively large foldable rotors. Having large rotors gives low disk loading, which in turn means less energy to airborne as compared to both Leo and Volar. So far, there aren't much details on the internet available for this machine, but even from a cursory look, one can point out a few negatives. Firstly, it has exposed propellers, which both the Leo and Volar don't have. The footprint of the HT Aero is much bigger when the rotors are deployed, and there is no redundancy. All the flying cars mentioned in this video come with a ballistic parachute system. The cars that are reliant on EDFs can make use of induction and entrainment to increase the thrust and thereby reduce the required power to take off and land. So what flying car do you think will make the cut and which one is the most practical? Do let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Again, if you learned something from this video, then please do consider giving it a thumbs up. Thank you for your attention.